and you feel like you just took a shot of 151.
Wow. Is there a seed in the center of this berry, or is it seedless?
It seems seedless.
Okay. I'm
But
gonna take a
the
handful
berry,
of
is it?
those. I'm gonna take a handful of those berries and throw them in one of the pouches of my components bag and see if they're still there after I leave the room.
Okay, sure enough. And like they're like, oh yes, take as many as you want. These are the favorite.
Yeah, I take a whole handful.
Chris, if you want to roll a nature check, maybe I'll tell you.
Huh?
I said, you said, what are they? And I said, if you want to roll a nature, maybe I'll tell you.
I didn't say that, but I'll roll anyway.
Oh, I thought somebody did. Sorry. I thought it was you. With a 17, you've heard of these. These are a very, very rare thing to find. And they're called liquor cherries, otherwise known as abbeys. And these little green cherries taste sweet at first, but are effectively flavored like absinthe and are prized as a cheaper alternative to using wormwood and are also prized by alcoholics as an easy way to get drunk.
All right, there you go.
Sweet.
Or bitter, depends on what you're doing with it, but yes. So you guys, like I said, you make it across the bridge. I know everybody said they were having some map trouble, and for those who can see, you make it down to this doorway right here, which opens into like a 5-foot wide hallway. The ceilings go up some 10-15 feet like they do in most of the other rooms that you're there, and in the hallway it kind of branches in two directions. Can everybody move yourselves, or do we want to just like let one person move, or what works for you
guys? In the hallway, we took the door to the left.
So down here, this doorway down here.
Okay. That's where we went. That's where we decided the lab was.
That's the only spot that you haven't really explored beyond this. And Jux would say that he saw the armored figure go back down this way and go through that door.
Okay.
See? Why did I need to ask him where it was when I watched him walk there?
Uh-huh. You're right, Jux. You're right. You got this. All right, I'm waiting by the door. I'm not going to be the first one to walk into the lab because that would be crazy.
Harvest, you'll remember that you actually opened this door up before.
Oh, that's right. What did I see in there?
Hallway. Yeah, it leads to a hallway. And when you were in that hallway, you heard some sounds
I heard stuff. Right.
that seemed to be coming from further down the hallway.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay, so I'm just going to... I'll open the door. Get it ready.
All right.
Waiting. Through.
So everybody's following right now. Everybody's
moving. I just can't go.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
I can't do it.
It's fine. The maps have been problematic for.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any.
Roll 20 for me just is not loading like fully.
Yeah.
So
that was
weird.
The last battle when you guys were in the tower, the museum tower. That was driving me nuts. I couldn't move figures. It would move like 5 minutes later. So. Just for sake of this, you guys open the door. Harvest, I'm just gonna grab your token and move you because you're the one that's right there. As you come into the hallway, it branches in two directions. One goes further to the south, one goes to the east, and then it branches north. So basically, there's a way to go south, a way to go east, and a way to go north.
Do I hear do I continue to hear the sounds?
Yeah, yes. So the sounds that you hear seem to be coming from the north door.
Okay. So I guess we'll go that way.
All right. So you go up, or everybody goes up together.
I'm definitely right. Exactly. I'm not in the front of this line.
No. I'm just using your token to move it around. That's all. So you go up.
I'm not seeing Dolan.
All right. Hold on, Novak.
None of us are. Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna move you. All right. And then I'll do this.
Okay, I see Dolan.
Okay. So...
AKA Harvest.
AKA Harvest. So as the door opens, whoever is in the front is in the front, whoever's in the back is in the back. But as the door opens, you guys see shifting green, purple, and blue light spilling into this room through a single window. There's bolted down tables that hold an array of equipment. There's beakers of what looks like alchemical fluids and cut crystals. There's needles and surgical tools. There's leather tubes and more. Behind the table, you see that same like ornate giant suit of armor that had come out before. And as previously described, where the head should be is a swollen human brain. And it turns to greet you as you come in, and it says, "It is good to see that you have come. Please come in."
Is this your spot?
This would be my lab. Yes.
Okay. We file in. Who's going to talk?
Well, you demoted me as so.
I promoted you.
Demoted yourself.
Yeah. What the fuck? Kevin demoted you.
You demoted yourself.
As you guys come in, the figure introduces itself and says, "Hello, travelers. My name is Veneranda. I was once a living person like you, but I decided to forego my flesh to live forever as this. Is it not perfection?"
It is quite something.
Different.
It is.
So,
something that can wield that sword, it seems.
yes,
You
this
wouldn't
body
happen to
is
have
great in strength, as is necessary for that weapon.
You wouldn't happen to have any backups of that, do you? I feel like that's something that you should have.
I do not. Did you have a chance to shop at the local Stuff and Things before you came to the tower?
Wait, everyone's talking about the stuff and
Yeah.
things. Where is the stuff and things?
We missed the market. I thought we went to the market, but apparently we fucking missed it.
Oh, it may have been encapsulated in ice millennia ago when we crashed. Sorry. I only carry the one sword.
You should try carrying two. That would be badass. And that body can probably take it.
You know, you raise a good point I had not considered. When I spoke to your red friend before, he did not seem to know what it was your plan was. So I ask again, what is your party's plan?
We're here
Good
to
question.
help.
That's an excellent question. Really?
We're here to help the Lord Areolithos.
Ah, yes. Is it what has he said to you as far as a plan?
Well, he hasn't spoken of his plan. We have our own plan, and we're hoping that they coincide.
Okay, that sounds confusing. So I will tell you what I know, and maybe we can help each other in more ways than one.
I welcome your thing. I don't know more than one, but sure, yeah, let's go. What you got?
Well, it is my goal to bring back this city to the perfection it was before Yithrin's fall. I believe that the reason this occurred is the broken spindle that is held above us.
Interesting. We were just talking about the spindle. What are your thoughts on that guy?
I think that the magic trapped inside of the spindle could potentially do something as impossible as mess with the chronological order of time, and that putting enough power into said spindle could indeed bring this city back to the vibrance and autonomy it once had.
Now, there was talk of a guardian. Do you know anything about that?
The chamber for the spindle is guarded by two living blades of disaster. These powerful arcane guardians will attempt to destroy anything that comes near them.
say living blades, they sound like magical blades. Am
That
I
would
hearing
be
you correctly?
Yes.
Oh, I like this. And
Just-
there's 2 of them.
There are
I
2
mean-
indeed. I think, though, that now that I see your bent blade and your previous questions about my blade, you would not want to handle these. These are living entities that would try to murder you immediately.
Oh, yes. Once I've finished them off, then I would want to wield them.
You propose an interesting question that I do not know the answer to. Should a living blade of disaster be killed, would it be able to exist further, or would the magics simply dissipate? I do not know, as I have never seen a living blade of disaster be destroyed. Only heard tell what it does to the living.
And what might that be that you have heard?
It destroys them utterly.
Well,
So
that's
wouldn't
great.
it be like a contradiction to itself that if it's a living blade of destruction and it utterly destroys everything that's living, that it should utterly destroy itself?
You seem to be asking a very philosophical question for someone who did not want to communicate before. Perhaps your brain is larger
You're
than I
avoiding
thought
the
it was.
question.
Red One, you may be actually interested in what I can also offer, but please, may I also go on about what my plan is, compared to what Iriolathas's plan could be.
Go.
Fire away.
You say that as though they might differ.
I believe Iriolathas would want to use what is known as his Staff of Power to increase the power of the Mithrar below us. If he were to do that and have enough able bodies, it is conceivable that he could cause this city to rise again and break free from the ice. However, I feel that way would cause much destruction, and it may only be him that survives to regain control of what he wants to in the world.
And you're not down with that?
I believe I would wish to go back, if possible, to live with my people in the time of my people.
Oh, you want to go back in time.
Gotta go
Gotta
back,
get back
in
to the
time.
past.
Doc, are you telling me we gotta go back to the future?
That's kind of a cool plan.
I do not know what the outcome would be, nor that it would work. But
Like a complete destruction of our present time. That's all.
that is potentially likely, or maybe not at all. There is a theory of multiple universes, and we could in fact be creating our own by doing this.
Yeah.
But-
Could be creating a divergent.
Before you make your decision, I also will say to you this. I can offer any of you who are interested the ability to obtain immortality as one of these. And she, because it is a she, motions behind, and you see on the tables behind that there are several more of those brains in jars. There is a process that I have mastered over both my lifetime and my additional lifetime in this body to remove the weakness of the flesh and preserve only that which is most crucial, and that being your mind. If any of you would be interested in that process and can help me in my mission to regain Yithrin to its former glory, I would be happy to convey this blessing onto you.
So, like, does it come with one of the suits?
It does not. This I had to procure through other means, and then find someone who was capable of connecting it to me and my needs.
Who was it
So you're
that connected it?
It was my friend, Demitas, who unfortunately was destroyed with the fall of Yithrin many, 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 many years ago.
How many years ago?
Are you able to keep
Brain.
track of time. Like, do you know how much time has passed?
The voice goes, just for a minute, it goes, I am far too aware of how much time has passed.
And so your offer is to make us a brain in a jar?
Only if you would be interested in such amazing opportunity.
I just wanted to be clear about what the offer was.
I would force no one into this, as it is a lifestyle only akin to those who want it. Brain in a jar hood is not for the weak.
Basically, you're a condominium.
Yeah.
We prefer to call them spectacular apartments.
So what's this plan to basically overload the spindle? What's your specifics on this?
Do you have any way for us to get through these guardians if you want us to use the spindle?
I do not. What I can tell you is that if you have not already found it, that there is a trapdoor that would lead you up directly below it. However, if you move into the proximity of the Guardians will attack immediately.
So how do we circumvent that little conundrum?
I am only aware that the Guardians have a ability to see so far or sense so far, as if a radius around them is what they perceive. Should you not cross that radius, then you should be fine and they would not get you. However, I do not know how the spindle is housed, as I have never gone up through the trapdoor myself. Additionally, in order to overpower said spindle, I believe the only item we can use is Eriolathas's Staff of Power, which he keeps in his study and I have forgotten the word observatory on the toppest floor of this structure.
So your plan requires us to get Eriolathas's staff, potentially against his will, or definitely against his will.
I do not believe he would part with it lightly.
Yeah. Avoid Guardians, but also potentially fight Guardians to overcharge the spindle to get you to go back to the past, which has unknown effects to our present time.
However, after a millennia of consideration, it is far better than this. And just like, it just waves with its arm as if like encompassing everything around it that has been its sole existence for the last 1,000 years.
So it might have lost its shit over the last...
I have watched everything I have ever loved die, and I am alone here with these brains in jars and the floating skull.
With the
well, it's the lifestyle.
I do not knock the lifestyle. What I lack is other friends to join me in the lifestyle. Have you ever spent 1,000 years with 3 people who only want to party?
Not literally 1,000, but it's felt like 1,000 at times.
Then maybe you have experienced an inkling of what my existence has been.
Got it. I think I'm reading you loud and clear.
I am not saying that you should do my plan. I only offer you an alternative to what I think will potentially destroy you if you follow through with Eriolathas's plan.
That part doesn't sound good.
Right. I mean, she said that that potentially it would kill him. Rising the city would kill everyone, with the exception of him. Everybody in the city will potentially perish. that includes us if we're still here.
Right, and we kind of got that confirmed with the other stuff of like trying to melt and raise the city ourselves, or like together.
Yes, exactly. Told that it was going to be a bad time. And why, out of curiosity, with this badass suit and that sexy ass brain and that badass sword, haven't you done this plan yourself thus far? You've had millennia.
With a millennia, please do not consider me a fool, though a sexy one. I understand the power and potential devastation that Eriolothus's abilities can provide him. If I were to, how would you say, solo him, I would be no mo.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, the more you talk, the more you sound like Sheldon.
I know not who this Sheldon is, but if he was a sexy female brain in a jar and liked to live the lifestyle, I'm sure we would get along.
Yeah, it sounds like him.
My mind is interpreting the lifestyle as something completely not appropriate.
All things are appropriate.
Right.
It's fantasy.
Have you heard that Tom Fawcett's games are non-consensual?
Yes, and this has just driven it home.
Some of us have experienced
Precisely.
it.
More than one.
The BIVL, brain in a vat life. Everybody wants it.
I'd vet that.
Would you be aiding us in at least attempting to do your plan if we thought that your plan was a great idea? Would you be coming with us to make this happen, or are you expecting us to do it on our own?
I believe that you can see I am not someone who takes lightly any consideration that could help me to escape this existence. If we were to work as a team, maybe, perhaps, I would work with you to confront Eriolothus. But I would need to have some strong conveyance that you would not just turn me over to him. Though I have been here with him for millennia, it does not mean that he may not trust you more than I. And with that knowledge, I am wary to trust you complicitly.
Well, I mean, the fact that you raise an excellent point of what we've already been told, that there doesn't seem to be any way that we use. Yeah, hold on. Where is Phelan and Scant at this moment?
They are there with you. Give me 1 sec because I have to go take care of something.
Okay. Because I'm curious about, like, we're here for the whatever that thing is.
The spindle?
No, they're here for the myth.
Right.
They thought the mithril could be used to change the weather patterns, and so that we could use the mithril to at least prevent Oral from doing what she's doing. But we have encountered this other problem that there are two entities at this point that want to move this city one way or another, and neither way is beneficial to our timeline or the group of people above us, meaning the planet. We don't want
time
either.
And kill Oral 100 years ago.
Why don't we just have?
They could kill everything
and
100
Oral
years
kill
ago.
each other now.
And then it's just us and this female brain with the badass suit.
What do you mean? 100 years ago?
Yeah, because I mean, apparently
He wants to bring the city back to its greatness. Oral literally told us that if that happens, then yeah, gods probably won't exist because people probably won't exist. I mean, I don't think Oral's necessarily lying. I just think that they're both bad options.
Right.
All right,
Like,
back-
we don't
sorry
want
about
the
that.
city to exist, or Oral to keep doing what she's doing. So I think ultimately we need to stop all of the things from happening. It's just, how do we best do that?
Battle Royale.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Which,
So we
I'm-
are going to the arena.
right.
all right, we challenge your team to a game of lightning ball. We're the current reigning champs.
We're undefeated.
1-0.
That's
so,
undefeated.
So Valen, because you had asked, would definitely sort of chime in and say, well, we did have that dream that it appeared that blue woman, I'm guessing is Oral, has asked us to help thwart this.
Well, anything that she asks for a favor, I'm just automatically inclined to do the opposite of.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree with you there, but I do
Fuck Oral.
kind of know that, or think that if a god asks you to do things, maybe
Not
there's
that
some
one.
boon. I don't know.
Well, I thought
No.
Oral would kill us.
I've already dealt with a couple of Orals, and I put up quotes boons.
Yeah. One killed me.
And look at her. That's not how she
Now-
looked.
Now I'm fucking brown. I don't know. I used to be blue.
What elf or
Yeah.
high elf or not high?
I don't even know my race or my species anymore.
There's a lot of shit going on over there. Then the other guy, he killed the dragon, and then we threw him off a cliff.
Valen goes, I think you left a few bits out of that story, but yeah, we did.
I wasn't wrong.
I'm not saying you didn't tell the story right. I'm just saying you didn't tell the whole story. That's all.
Oh, I'm sorry. We have fucking time for this, Valen? All right, once upon a time.
It seems your group has a lot to talk about. Do you need a minute or 10?
Oh, yeah.
Obviously.
8 hours.
I'm not sure that you have that, but
Why? Where's the
We
timeline? I
have
thought you were
all
trying
the time in the world, according to
No,
you.
I only mean before Ariel FS comes back to the tower.
if he has his wand with him, in like when he leaves the tower, he brings that with him, or he leaves it in the tower.
You
no
may
way
not
he
have
does.
realized this, but he is a large floating skull and does not
Right.
have hands.
Yeah, he's
Oh.
not Zoto from One Piece. Just
Right, but he does. I
respect
thought
him.
he has telekinesis, so he could like definitely float a wand with him. He floats himself.
As far
Yeah,
as
but he's
I know,
focused
he
on that.
travels alone without items and accompaniment or accoutrement.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so that's well,
So
no.
I think we're back to like, let's just go get this wand, and then we'll come back to you, brain suit. This way you don't have to worry about us ratting you out to Ariel Lithos.
I mean, I think by the time we get the staff, we want to just head right one level below
Yeah,
to the spindle.
we're saying that to each other in our brains, right?
Well, yes, but my thoughts are if we take this brain guy with us, well, brain gal, with us,
I appreciate that.
you're
This
not
is in-
my brain.
No.
You're
We're
in your
talking
brain.
our minds.
I
But-
can
I mean,
feel how
actually,
you were
we don't
looking
know
at
that
me.
she's not in our brains. Actually,
well, we don't
FYI.
know, but I'm accusing. But the,
Stop looking at me that way.
Stop looking at me, Swan.
Okay.
So
So we want her help.
I'm thinking we might as well if we can get her help because we'll go up there and and just do whatever.
Do all the things and stuff.
grab and then
do all the
because
stuff.
it's out of our way to get back to the lab and then
For
try to
sure.
go back to the spindle again.
for sure.
So
I was just kind of thinking that we don't necessarily know what we want to do. So we don't necessarily know that we want somebody who has a hardcore plan with us as we're accomplishing things. Kind of like what we're doing with Vaylin right now, right? Vaylin had a hardcore plan. We don't know what other plans she has, and she's going to be with us this whole time. So at some point in time, Vaylin's going to be following her own path and her own journey.
not untrue.
Miss
also,
Brain is going to do the same thing.
That's not a bad point. But it's just something where it's like all the help we can get, where we can get, that
I feel you.
That suit seems
smell what you're stepping in.
Help the nice.
That suit is doing a little something to my nether regions right now. Like I get it. I understand. I get the suit.
So it's something where it's just like, all right, if we can get her convinced that's kind of the plan we're going with. Because the only other plan that we have currently is to work with the Mythlar, and I mean, as we discussed with Vaylin, it's just like, hey, we can just change the weather, but like, what? It's like, yeah, but fucking Areolathos is like, hey, no, let's raise the city. And,
right, exactly.
You die, but that's fine. It's like, no.
Areolathos can do what it wants to do with the Mythlar. Oral can come on through and decide she's going to use the Mythlar for her benefit.
Right.
It's like we start releasing all of these things, and now all of these other entities and creatures are going to be able to use them, as they deem fit. Vaylin, Miss Machine Bod, Areola, and Oral. It's like I feel like we're just stacking up the fucking guys that are gonna just slit our throats and do whatever the fuck they want at some point in time. And they keep getting more and more badass in that level.
Well, I don't know that Vaylin's gonna be able to do anything.
Right, exactly. She's the least of the worries.
We'll be fine there. And that's really the one that I'm worried about currently, because this brain thing, we're on the same page currently. Once we deal with the spindle, we see where we are. When we are.
When we are.
I mean, that's kind of my...
Who we are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. See how we are.
Jux right now? Oh, how did this...
There is... It's the classic body swap episode. There is one thing that I will say, and that is you don't know specifically what Areolathos's offer is. He said, prove yourself to me. Go defeat the ones that are trying to bring like Oral's power down here, and come talk to me. And you guys have not yet talked to him.
Right.
So
we only know what the Shebod has said.
Correct.
Is potentially his plan.
Correct. I mean, she could be totally on point. I'm just saying, you haven't heard any words from the Skull's mouth yet.
Right, because we were talking about the Mythlar, and that was all from Everlong.
Everlasting, yes.
I've heard it both ways. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that is an interesting point. Maybe we do try and go up there. I think maybe we go the way of. I mean, maybe we can sneak past the Guardians of the Spindle, scout it out, see where it is, see what's going on. Head up to the Areolathos's observatory / master chambers. See, maybe we can see where the staff is. Maybe we go for it. Maybe we. I think I like the idea that you're bringing up, where it's like keeping our options open, sort of stuff. Though I do like the idea of this brain tank.
But being one or having one?
Well, being one is not an option. Just being a brain in a vat. I'm talking this brain
being
tank.
one is potentially an option.
Well, being
If
a
one
brain
of
in a
us
vat.
decides to be a brain in a vat, and then the rest of us decides that the suit now belongs to the new brain in a vat, then you're a brain in a tank. Like if Jux decided he wanted to be a brain in a vat, she makes that happen, and now we get her a suit, i.e., the suit that she originally had.
That's. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was totally on
And
board
now
with
we have a brain in a
some people
tank.
for some stuff. But when
Ziana,
there's
you
only
look
the
way
one
too
suit,
good.
right?
Hey, all I'm saying is, you do the brain in the vat, and you have, somebody build the armor that you're wearing into your suit.
I mean,
It's not like it wasn't walking around before.
but it stopped, and that was the problem. Hence, Jux.
No, it took quite a bit to get 2 Jux.
Oh, I know, but step 1 precedes step 15.
All right. As you guys continue to have this conversation, I can't just Veneranda. I have to look at it. I can't just remember the name. Veneranda will say, I appreciate that this may take some time for you to consider what you want to do, but I will be here in the lab with a pen and a pad trying to get this motherfucking label off, awaiting your response.
And Veneranda, she's not currently wearing the suit right now. She's
no,
in
she is affixed to the suit.
Oh, she is affixed to the suit. Okay.
Yes.
And she doesn't have any different suits. Like she like this isn't her battle suit, and then she has like a lab work suit or
no, this is her everything suit.
Okay.
This is her battle suit. This is her entertainment suit. This is her.
This is
I mean,
my
she's
formal
been here
suit,
for
my going
millennia.
out
Why
suit, my laying back suit. Yes.
Well, she lost the person who could connect her to the suit, which is, where it's like, hey, if we're back in time, is that person back available?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there are 2 verandas now. Veranda pre-brain in a vat and post-brain in a vat.
Well, I don't know if anybody's ever watched any television show or movie that had time travel, but only good things can happen. Only good things can happen.
You wouldn't.
And as you guys are doing this, there is a knock on the door behind you. And this guy shows back up.
Oren?
Oh, fuck.
Ugam.
Ah, fuck.
Got it.
And he goes,
Oogie boogie.
Hello. It is good to see that you have found your way here. My master has recently returned and would like to speak with you. Would you be ready to go to his study with me?
Yeah, that's perfect timing.
There goes that.
There's nothing else that anything else. Yes.
Excellent. Please hold on as I move you to his study.
Okay.
Grab everybody. I'm going to try to grab everybody. Come on, everybody. Come on, Valen. You're part of this crew, too. Don't think you're not.
Leave Professor Scant with the veranda.
They would have a great time. They would have a great time.
I think they would. Give her something to talk to.
Seriously. Loki's stuck down here too. You're like, how did you even sneak away from a teleport? Wizard/rogue. I know enough about spells to be able to stealth away from them.
That's the goal.
Right. That's the ultimate vision.
Just have to get powerful enough to dispel or a counter spell.
What would that be? Level 5?
I have no idea. I think counter spell is pretty high.
Yeah.
All right. So
I know it's a level 3 spell.
And
Is
only
it?
9 more levels I can steal people's spells, so that's cool.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
That-
we're like almost
just
there.
9. Yeah, I know. Just 9 more levels, guys.
all right. So you guys are teleported up into a room that looks like the following. A large chamber that has lain undisturbed for centuries. On this uppermost level, all around you are tables covered with wizardly paraphernalia. A soft groaning sound emanates from various spots around you,
Whoa.
and you notice creatures. Oh, look, a brain in the jar came with you. That should not have come with you.
Oh man, I wanted to say how much you want to bet that the brain comes with us. But I
Yep,
didn't
he
want to
did.
say it because Tom would have tried to make sure it didn't. But I still would have been right.
Get out of there. Okay. Yeah, the brain definitely came for a ride. The low moaning sounds actually come from 3 Nothics that you see moving around the room, sort of like tending to some of the paperwork. Nothics, you'll remember, are these guys. Kind of cyclopean people. They were people that have been tainted by this city's now corrupted magics and slowly turned into this more bestial shape of a humanoid.
We haven't seen any of them, right?
No,
Until
you've never
now.
interacted with any
But
of them.
we had heard about them.
Correct. There is at the top of the room. Get that little arrow going. At the very top of the room up here, you see shadows that appear to be moving along the wall, as if outside of the ability for shadows to move. Staircases to the east and west descend to a lower part of the room. The top of the room is obviously raised up, and there is a sunken library in the center that is like in the form of a circular pit, and there's a ladder that runs around it. That's that white thing that's right here.
The bone.
Yeah, the bone ladder. That allows easy access to many of the books and scrolls that are on the shelf. Front and center, however, coming in recently through one of the windows, is this massive floating skull that now speaks to all of you in a seemingly impossible feat of bone. As the jaw moves to mimic the act of speaking, there are no muscles or tendons or tongue to create this sound, and yet the voice comes out. I asked you to prove yourself to me by taking care of the Frostmaiden's minions, and you did that. You have garnered my appreciation. For too long, Yithrin has remained trapped under her powers and her curse. And I think, with your help, it is time to bring Yithrin back to the world. I have in my possession an item that requires mortal hands to control. This Staff of Power, should it be used correctly, and you are willing to attune yourselves to the Mythla below us, would allow us enough power to move this city up through the ice and into the world above, that Yithrin could yet again live.
Now, is there any concern that you can think of with the tons and tons of ice that are above us?
Ah, you worry for your mortal coils. Understandable.
Of course.
With my magics, I will ensure you are all protected as we supercharge the Mithlar with my Staff of Power. Doing so will allow us to create an area of intense heat that will melt our way through to the surface. I don't believe even Oral, in her weakened state, would be able to stop us from doing so.
All right, but if we melt all of that ice, it's going to turn to water. Where's the water going to go? I mean, potentially it sounds like we're going to drown.
As I said, Red One, my magics will protect you. I will create a bubble, much like the force of... Oh my god. The wall of force that surrounds the Mithla now. It will prevent the water and other debris as it falls from crushing and or drowning you.
Is it me, or is Tom channeling his inner Arnie?
Whatever it is, it's non-consensual.
You better believe it. I lack the manpower to do this. All of my former followers have turned into what you see, these one-eyed creatures that dwell in my city. They are not able to attune to the Mithla as I believe you can.
Oh. So, DM, I'm just thinking this in my mind, and so you can correct me if I'm wrong, or
I can
leave
read your thoughts. Go ahead. I'm fucking with you.
I was gonna say, never mind then.
No. So what do you think in your head?
I'm not thinking anything.
No. What do you think in your head? Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm thinking that as it stands now, if we literally do nothing in this city is trapped here forever until they require a mortal to connect with the Mythlar and make that work, and connect with the staff and make that work. So if left here, these guys can't go anywhere with the city at all.
Correct.
Without a mortal's help.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. And windows in this tower. You said he flies in and out of windows. What's the location of those windows?
So there's actually a window directly behind you guys. You see some slits in the wall right there.
Okay.
And then there's also a window. The map doesn't show it, but there's like a large window or like opening directly behind it as well. Like
okay.
Up around here, like where the shadows are kind of moving in and out up there.
Okay. And so the slits are not big enough for him to go in and out. Obviously, the only window for him to go in and out is the window that's directly behind him.
Well, I'll put it this way. That's probably the easiest way in and out for him. But he's incredibly magically powerful, and it is not... You can change your shape at will. So it's not hard to think that maybe there's some other magics he could employ or are part of this tower that allow him in and out when he wants.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, we got teleportation aided.
Yeah. And do I see the staff anywhere?
Give me a perception check. With a 27, well, let me ask you this. Do you have your arcane eye in your hand?
Yes,
okay.
I do.
I'm just asking. So, So you see on the tables on the top level, there's tables everywhere, but you see on the tables up here, you see more what looks like arcane writings, scrolls, and books and stuff like that. You do not see something that looks like a staff. However, your arcane eye's vision stops right here, but there is an item that is so powerful that your eye senses it, and it's coming from up on the level where Eriolithus's being is currently.
And that is above us, correct?
That
Or is
yes,
that
those stairs go up some. What is it? I think
700 feet.
no,
Yeah.
nope, not that much. Definitely not that much.
600.
I don't know. Maybe like 8 or 10 feet they go up. They're a considerable stairwell that goes up.
Okay. Okay.
I think that I need your answer. For if you will not aid me, I do not know what I have of need for you. You have served me well, and I will not destroy you. But if you will not help me, I have no need of you in my city.
Well, honestly, I think we're like totally on the same page.
Yes, what is it that you are looking to do once we free your city?
I have been trapped here for so long. I have forgotten what the sky feels like. I wish to see the world as it is. I wish to know what has become of my people.
You know, if you go up above ground, Oral will try to kill you.
She has attempted to so far, and yet still here I am.
Has she attempted to kill you more than this time? In the past?
I believe it is she who brought my city down to this ruinous fate and trapped it here many years ago.
Do you think
She
if
has
we brought
robbed the
this
world.
up-
She has robbed the world of knowing the fun of glug glug.
I don't think it's glug glug that you want to bring back to the world, though.
Do you think if we brought this up, you could kill Oral?
I think that bringing the Mythlar out of this cavernous death trap would only serve to weaken her hold of this land further. And should that happen, she may in fact become weak enough to destroy. My studies have shown that even gods may be killed, provided they are weak enough, although making that permanent is another feat in and of itself.
Do you have a plan to make it permanent?
I would like to be free first.
Is keeping the Mythlar down here under these tons of ice dampening its power in some way? It's more effective if it can be above ground or in radius to the things that we want it to affect?
The Mythlar, as you may well know, can control the weather for a considerable distance. By supercharging it, I believe we can control the weather for even further distances.
And what's involved? You keep saying supercharging it. What's involved with that?
First, I need to know, will you aid me in this task, or will you be leaving my city?
I think we're definitely going to be aiding you.
The goal is to kill Oral, correct?
The goal for me is to escape. Should killing Oral happen, it will only make me happier.
So you need one of us to attune to the staff, and one of us to attune to the Mythlar, or it has to be the same one of us to
need
attune to
all
both.
of you to attune to the Mythlar.
Okay.
How do you know about my staff?
You just mentioned
You
it.
told us about it.
Yeah.
I told you I had a means of supercharging Mythlar.
No, when we first got up here, you mentioned the staff.
Yeah, you did. And you said we had to attune to it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just know.
there was definitely.
Slip of the tongue? Oh, you don't have one of those.
I don't have one. Slip of the bones.
Maxillary joint. Got too lubed. Okay.
I mean,
So you need one of us to attune to the staff.
I require this.
Would it need to be someone who's adept in arcane abilities?
That would be preferable, though I have a sneaking suspicion that there is one of you who already knew about it before coming down. And
is there any danger in attuning to these things? To our mortality?
I could lie and tell you no. But I have never done this before.
You've never had, you clearly, people who are alive have attuned to the Mythral before.
Yes, that is not the challenge.
So
The
that's not
challenge
dangerous.
comes in supercharging it with the staff.
Gotcha.
Looking at all of you, it would be my guess that either the old one with one eye or the brown one with one eye would be the proper person to attune to the staff.
Me?
It seems that one of you has already chosen a school of magic, and that would be helpful.
Oh, okay. I was thinking the Valkyrie. Apparently not.
I was wondering why you guys were throwing me in on a job I hadn't talked about yet.
I was thinking Loki.
The weakest spellcaster of the spellcasters?
Hey, I chose a school of magic.
I did not see you, small one. Ha 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 ha. I did. But your skills are far lower than those of your party members.
I knew you'd say that.
You son of a bitch!
I'll kill you!
I definitely have not chosen a school of magic. It's not even a thing for me.
Nature.
I choose nature.
Yeah,
Actually, yeah,
fuck
you don't. Yeah, divine spells. You don't have.
Mm-mm.
School of magic.
And this staff is not something that can be swung in any way that.
like what?
You are a
Wouldn't
woman with a
happen
one-track
to have
mind.
any other magic weapons that can be.
I would not recommend swinging it. No.
This is the only campaign I've ever been in that we've gotten to level 10 and a fighter has not come across a magical weapon.
Well, so I'm just gonna throw this out there. You guys have had the opportunity to. You just ran by those rooms and didn't explore them.
Yeah. Just all of the rooms that we haven't explored. Those rooms had magic
no
weapons.
less than 3 magical weapons in the Caves of Hunger. One of them was even described to you twice. And you just said, nope, we're leaving, bye. So I'm not just.
What room was that?
You don't remember?
No.
There was a giant spear in one of the rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Spear and magic helmet.
How giant? Is this like the other fucking sword that I've been dragging around?
No, you. No, this isn't like the piece of metal that you grab to bar the door back or to throw as a javelin back when who the hell was it? Who turned into when Fizzgig turned into a cold light walker.
No, I'm talking about the sword that I grabbed that, is that massive just thing of metal that at some point I must have dropped and just left because it was like I'm swinging with disadvantage.
Oh yeah, it was like a frost giant's weapon or something, right? That you found.
This was against the iron golem that we just fought.
Oh, it was the iron golem's weapon. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and then I was
you
grabbing
do have
it, and then I'm like, forget that.
I mean, it's not magical, but it does a lot of damage. You just have disadvantage to hit it.
And so I hear giant, and I'm like, yeah, everything in this effing place is giant.
So when this game is all done, there's a couple things, like I really want to do like a wrap-up episode with you guys, and there's a couple things that either you guys missed or you just walked right by that I'd love to tell you about. But for right now,
yes,
you got what you got.
I feel like, I feel that the answer is that we're in anything to weaken Oral.
And make ourselves more powerful.
Well, that too. More for me, it's more weaken Oral, so that she might be cut down. No more children will be sacrificed to her, or attempted to be sacrificed to her. It's a mistake that she made.
So Eriolathus will say to all of you, then it sounds like you have agreed to aid me. If that is the case, yes. That's not his voice, I changed it up. Is that the case? Yes.
Yes or no?
Yeah, we haven't heard from everybody, so I think
Right.
this should definitely be.
I can't be the confirmation too.
Exactly. I also said yes.
I nominate second me. No, you can't second your own motion.
I vote yes.
I vote
What is
present.
present? Yeah, so we need to know.
Vaylin is like, I think that this is probably the best thing we can try to do. We got to get out of here, and I really want to get my hands on Staff of Power thing.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Sure
no one guessed that.
Yeah, pretty sure that we all.
I love how the most powerful item that we're getting, Tom's giving to his character.
Time out. If any of you, apart from a multi-class, was capable of doing this, I would say, yeah, you're on the docket. Roll off, see who gets it. But
the requirements.
If any of you spoke Draconic, I would just say, yeah, go for it.
Can the Warlock take it? Because that's another option too, even though he's part barbarian.
This particular Staff of Power requires attunement by a wizard.
I'm a wizard.
Right.
You are partially a wizard. However, in order to use it, you need to be able to cast spells of a certain level, which I don't believe you can do right now. What is the highest level you can cast?
What level do I need to cast it at?
You're gonna cast 20th level spells.
Well, what the fuck, Vaylin? Where have you been this entire time, you bitch?
I haven't learned the spells, but I can do it.
You've been able to cast.
Vaylin picks up the
spells.
staff. Vaylin picks up the staff of power, immediately polymorphs into a hag and changes dimensions.
Yeah, I fooled you guys. I don't have
and then
polymorph.
kills Daryl's character.
It's my end now.
All these fucking hags always killing Daryl.
Is it that I need to be able to cast a certain level of spell? Because doesn't the item provide?
So if you're looking up the base description of the item, yes, there are like the base staff of power requires attunement by either a sorcerer, a warlock, or a wizard. But for this particular one, it requires a wizard. And there's something specific that needs to be rolled to use it, and the higher spell casting ability that you have, the better you are at the roll. So if you would like to try to do this, you can, but as far as the odds of being able to succeed, Valen will have a better odds at succeeding, which is why I'm saying she should probably be the one to take it.
Okay, so now in my head, I'm thinking that we have to put one of the people that we were essentially using to get down here, that we never really trusted, in a position of great power and can potentially get screwed in by them, and then especially be in really compromising positions with other characters of power that can really fuck us over.
It's basically a Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. Getting really anxious about this situation that we keep finding ourselves deeper and deeper in.
Well, who's the DM? Why are you surprised?
Yeah. I can't say as I'm surprised. Just saying I'm here. I've arrived.
So it sounds like you guys are going to agree with Iriolithas's request to aid him. Yes.
Navakri and Loki haven't agreed yet.
I voted present.
Yes, you're here.
Yes or no
Which
question,
is an
though.
upgrade from last week.
Yeah.
Navakri.
Hey, I'm good with whatever.
Okay. Loki.
No.
No.
Loki's hiding.
I'm not sure.
What's the worst that can happen? Is just give me a TPK.
Well, that's what I was kind of
TWK?
thinking. I was thinking go to the past at first, but I'm also completely fine with this one. But I think someone in the party should have the staff.
Mm-hmm. Is it something that I can use or no?
This particular one, no. It calls for a wizard on this one.
Okay.
But Loki is correct that as a wizard, he can do it. I don't want to reveal too much about how this goes down, but like I said, there is a check that will need to be made that will have some specific pluses and minuses to it based upon the character's abilities as a wizard.
I could definitely cast guidance. I don't know what guidance really does.
D4.
Here's a spell. Good luck.
D4 on one ability check.
But it's
And
a
so-
cantrip, so it's, just pop that thing out.
Yeah, just boo, 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 boo. And
We've
it's
got
a
bard, so
and he's lucky. What's his butt? Loki
Right.
himself
very lucky.
is lucky. Okay. You know what? I mean, I am 100% with Loki. Like, I would feel a lot better about this plan if somebody in the party, not Valen, had it.
Well, what's the worst that can happen if he can't do it? Can't she attune to it afterwards?
What do I have to do? Do an Arcana check or something?
Or we blow up the mithril. At least Loki can't roll ones.
So,
Right.
so just understand that clearly this this creature has a plan. Everlast explained to you that many possible ways have been explored and or tried. And so it's possible he has tried to do this with people before they all turned into Neothics. And maybe they blew up because the city's still here.
How tall are these guys? None of them look really short, though, right?
They're roughly like average humanoid height. They're kind of
Right.
stooped at the shoulders as their
Exactly.
head goes down.
Can we, you know,
So worst case scenario, he gets taller.
like, I'm pretty sure that Loki is the longest surviving member of this party.
Well, he and
Um,
Valkyrie.
I'm putting a picture up there to show what these guys look like.
I have been around since level 1.
Yeah, season 1. Okay, these guys are pretty awesome.
Despite being the most clueless one here, I have lasted surprisingly well.
Well,
Hey, you've got some competition.
ignorance is bliss.
I resemble that.
What's the old quote? God protects children, little insane characters named Valkyrie.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
So if you have a conversation with Vane, I think I should be the one to use the staff. She won't fight you for it. She's like, I mean, if you think you can control this thing better than I can, then all right. I would like a chance to sort of assess it a little bit, but we're clearly acting at somebody else's behest.
You should definitely assess it.
So you're gonna help me attune to this thing?
Well, she could do an identify and get a full layout for you, so you know what the fuck you're dealing with.
Does she have that?
Nice.
I'm sure
She could roll an Arcana to do it. The item does take what is it? That one. I thought there was something on this for For this particular one, you'd need 8 hours or so to attune to it. So you'd need like a downtime to attune to it.
Okay.
And with that, Iriol FS will say, if you, I'm sorry, no, that's Valen.
That's Valen.
Yeah. If you have chosen to help me in this task, I suggest you rest. Find a way to rejuvenate whatever powers you might have, as this will likely take everything you have to accomplish.
Yeah, we have decided to help you. Just haven't decided in what capacity.
I am happy. Can you not tell by my face?
Yeah, your smile is engaging. How many times have you tried this before? Have you tried this plan before?
Not successfully.
So you have tried this plan before and it has failed? Can you tell us why or how some of the failures have occurred? So this way we can maybe bolster ourselves to prevent it from happening again.
I suggest you rest. And tomorrow at the morn, whenever that is, we tried to leave this tomb.
You're not going to tell us, you're not going to give us the information that you already have in how you failed previously, this preventing us from making the same mistakes.
Your choice is made. Either leave or do what I have asked.
Oh, somebody's snipping.
I mean, if you say that to him, you can see what happens.
Chuck said it.
Yeah, so, is there somewhere that we can rest?
Is there somewhere you would like to rest?
Spindle room.
I don't know. I don't think
Wherever
I
there's a
have-
giant magic sword.
Right. Maybe,
Yeah, I mean,
maybe
they
not
can
as
fucking
giant.
teleport us.
Wieldable.
They can teleport us anywhere, so they can probably teleport us to the
Right.
giant sword.
Is there somewhere in the city that might be more accommodating? I would imagine the tower would probably be somewhere in the tower would be the most protected place
They probably have some beds in
to
that insane asylum.
guarantee a full rest to be able to ensure.
If you are seeking beds, I think the only place that I can think that might still have those would either be some of the cells at the library or at the prison.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's go to the prison.
I was definitely going the other way, but
The prison. There's somebody there.
and the prison is the place that we saw before with the invisible guy.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
What's everyone thinking? We got 1 and 1.
Well, I'm thinking that Tom was saying that there were magic items in here.
In here,
That we-
meaning the room we're in, or the city?
In the city that we walked right past and didn't
Well,
go
what
in.
I was saying, no, I said it in the Caves of Hunger.
Caves.
Yeah. The ice tunnels.
Yeah. Could always post up here. We've got our camping stuff.
Well, I mean, you've got Novakri has the
Yeah.
tiny hut.
The hut. We can go anywhere. I just thought we could still be multitasking. That's just my way. Always multitasking.
If you would like to spend your evening in revelry, I'm happy to send you back to the party downstairs in the ballroom.
No.
No. Do you have can you guys like go anywhere like outside the city, underground in the tunnels, in the ice tunnels, or you have to stay stuck in the city?
I stay in my domain, which is this city.
And how about your people?
My
Like-
people are lost to me.
Okay, I'm referring to the guy with the ropes and the glowing eyes.
Oh,
Go on.
oh, those are
Those-
not people. Those are servants,
Okay,
and they
so
stay here as they are willed.
okay, so they have to stay in the city too. Okay. Oh. So there's no interest in going to the prison. Okay.
Also, the Nothics are swarming Jux
Oh,
for some reason.
oh. Think they're attracted to color red, Jux.
Apparently.
And that manly musk you have.
Jux must.
Jux musk.
All right, so you guys are gonna go library or prison, or just downstairs to cast a hut?
Right in the middle of the ballroom.
fucking put a damper on the party. I mean, I don't care. My vote is the prison, just because I would like to release that guy and cause a little bit more chaos, but it doesn't really matter.
My thoughts were the library, because we never ended up getting there, right?
Yeah, we actually didn't go in there.
I mean, that might not be.
Yeah, that's probably a good
the
place
best
to go.
situation, but
Yeah,
I'd like to see what's going on over there.
yeah, that's a good call too.
What's everyone else thinking?
Library works for me.
I'm good with the library.
Okay. Do it. Library. Send us to the library. Call. Oriola. Awesome.
Ugrim comes back and is like, "Oh, to the library, okay," and brings you guys to the library.
We're literally inside the library. Are we standing outside the doors of the library?
So Ugrim brings you outside the main door of the library. A colossal building that seems to have many lofty turrets in a state of disrepair. The ground below is littered with and a giant-sized door at the base of the structure stands slightly ajar. So you guys can open it up. I assume you open it up to go in.
Yes.
All right. As you open the door, you see inside just shelves and shelves of books that just line the walls of what must be just like a labyrinth. As you know, most libraries are structured, and the shelves in this library, from what you can see, like twist and turn and then end, and then there's a one that's like perpendicular to where you just were. So it's almost, if you can imagine like what a hedge maze looks like from the top down, that's what these bookshelves look like. As you come in, you can see that on the outskirts of the room are several of those circular staircases, like metal circular staircases that lead up to different levels. And Eriolithus had said that there were cells that you might be able to find a bed in that are probably upstairs. As that is happening, or as you guys are taking that in, I'd like everybody to give a perception check. Harvest with your perception, Ziada with your perception. Yeah. So,
I don't know why it's rolling two times for me on everything.
it was doing that to me the other night. I think it's just a glitch. So everybody, sorry, Jux, but everybody except for Jux, you hear like you hear like soft footfalls. They're not trying to be hidden. Just they're soft enough that as you were kind of coming in and looking around and making noise yourselves, they're just quiet enough that maybe you wouldn't hear it. And behind those soft footfalls, you hear like scratching, or maybe the sound of something dragging. And as you look towards the kind of center of the space, you see a humanoid that has a jackal head and a pair of like those, half glasses that you see, like the ones that are only like a half circle. And this creature is carrying a bundle of scrolls, like too many scrolls for it to carry. And behind it is an eyeless, white, 5-foot-tall penguin in a leather harness that's shuffling behind this figure and dragging a small cart laden with other books and scrolls. And this creature turns and looks towards you and says, "Oh, hello. I did not know I would have company tonight." And I think that's a good point to end it for this week.
And what do you need?
Wait, what happened?
I'm
said it was
sorry.
just-
I jumped in. I think I ran over the last thing you were saying.
Oh, I was just saying I think this is a good point to just sort of cut it, and we'll pick this up next
yeah.
week.
Yeah,
But
so
yeah.
there's a jackal and a penguin. A jackal
I'll see. Hang on, I just want to
inspectors.
see if I have images for these guys. I don't know if I will have them.
I hope you do.
I hope I do
Sounds
too.
like sounds like the beginnings of a joke.
Right?
Yeah. Let's see if I can do this. All right. So the creature that just spoke to you looks like this.
Hmm.
And then
The eyeless penguin.
yeah, I'm gonna see if I have a picture. I do have a picture of the eyeless penguin.
Yes.
And some bondage
Eyeless
leather
penguin.
straps. Yeah,
Looks like this.
I knew he was in bondage.
He
It's
he is. He is in leather.
That's
He is indeed in
exactly
leather.
how I imagined him.
it's weird that you immediately knew that, but well done.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, what the hell kind of library is this?
Mm-hmm.
The best kind.
Mm-hmm.
You will
The
you will
kind
also
that you need a
like
safe word.
you'll also Tom Fawcett's games do not require consent. You will also know that when Eriolithus sent you here, he has said that he does not have any people or peoples that he really considers his his type or like his culture or whatever here. So these individuals more than likely are either here and he doesn't know about it, or are
Servants?
or are somehow, or I'm going to say probably not connected to him, because if he was sending you here and this was any sort of threat or concern of his, he would have probably told you about it.
Yeah, and these creatures clearly look alive and not undead, like
Yes.
everything else we've seen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nifty. And is that servant still with us, or the servant left us at the front gate and we walked in?
Classic Ugum. He just dropped you off and then teleported back away.
All right. Nifty. I dig it.
Well, I dig the amount of sort of conversations that you guys are having as far as like the stuff and things. And
Maybe this guy can direct us to the stuff and things place.
yeah, maybe he knows where that is.
He knows where it is.
I don't know.
Maybe there's a city map here somewhere. It is the library.
All right. Well, thanks for playing, guys. I know tonight was a lot of role playing, not a lot of action, but we are, I mean, really, as you guys awake from this night's sleep or whatever you do to interact with these two that you just met, we're going to open up on what really is the end of the game in the next section, or the next session or two. So you did it. You're alive. You guys have made it this far. It cracks me up that Chris continues to say he doesn't like Jux, because it just makes me think Jux is going to be the only one that survives all of this.
Yeah,
And,
probably.
and yeah, so I
But
mean,
no, I am not a fan of the character.
Jux, you made it. I still hate you. All right, good stuff. So, all right, but good stuff tonight, everybody. And
Did you want to bring that other stuff up tonight, or wait for another time?
oh yeah. So just thanks, Chris. I had forgotten. So Chris has been toying with the idea of running a Rifts game, which is basically a system that classically everyone says is broken, but it is a system that allows you to be anything you want. If you want to be a dragon, you can be a dragon. If you want to be somebody who melts people's minds with psychic power, you can do that. If you want to be...
There would be probably extensive limitations on that, because it's a huge amount of power creep that goes on in some of that.
Well, I think if you were going to run a Rifts game, it would probably be best to just try some one-offs first. But it is a system that's been around since I think the 80s or maybe 90s.
Either the late 80s or early 90s. I know I started playing it probably around 91.
And it's ridiculous. I've had a chance to play it a couple times. The system is broken, but if Chris puts together like a one-off for a Rifts game, I know Kevin had talked about doing some stuff. I think that Thursdays would be a lot of fun if like people are just taking the reins and doing stuff that they are interested in doing. But Chris did ask if somebody would be willing to give him kind of a run through of Roll20 if he was going to do that. And I'm not the best at Roll20. You guys might not know this, but I'm not the best at Roll20. And so if other people are willing to kind of give him more insight than I can provide, I mean, Chris, I'm happy to like do some like one-on-ones and just fool around with it. But if people are interested in that, that was something that we were talking about earlier this week, and we wanted to put out as an option for people to do as well, if people are interested in that. And so, yeah, more stuff to think about besides just being a sect of powerful spell. What was it, Kevin? What would you say? It was a group of.
Well, what we were talking about, you guys were kind of leaning towards the Mystic Order.
Mystic Order. That
it would be.
Yeah.
I mean, anything. I mean, we could try some one-offs of Rift. Was it?
Rifts. Yeah.
So I mean,
RIFTS.
You know, and play with that, and then jump into something else or whatever we want to do. So
the last time I played Rifts, I was a Minotaur ferret symbiote that had a never breaking rubber band that I used as a tail gunner between the Minotaur's horns.
That's Rifts right there. Like it's if you want to drive like a nuclear powered Jeep that there's a detonator button on that does a nuclear explosion, you can do that. If you like, it's just a system that exists for you to make the most ridiculous thing. Chris, as the person who would run the game, would have the ultimate say of yay or nay, but it's a system that basically whatever you can imagine you can make, or there's stats for. Basically.
Well, the idea is like the Rift setting. It's more of the Palladium setting has a bunch of different things. They have a fantasy D&D style game. They have a comic book style game. They have a Walking Dead style game. Well, they lost the license for it. They used to have a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but now they just kind of shifted that to just the whole mutant idea. But they don't have the specifics for the turtles anymore. They have like they lost the license for the Robotech game.
But there's still like Robotech stuff that you can.
Oh, there's still the Robotech stuff, and when I play, I incorporate all of them because I got a fucking ton of all of the books.
It's an interesting system. I think that like I said, if people have interest and want to try to do it, by all means, I think it's fun. But
like I said, I'm not the best player, and I haven't DM'd in like 2 decades.
All right, so that was something to throw on the boards. I'm going to bow out for tonight. Thank you guys for playing. I appreciate it. I hope you had fun, and we will pick up next week. All right?
Have a good night. Thanks, Tom.
Good night.
Thanks.
We'll talk about that stuff later. Later, guys.
Yep.